Welcome back to the Beef and BArnzy channel. Real talk review, this time with Storms the Road. We're going to start like we usually do by throwing some shots outside so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. This has got a new Rex hybrid cover on it. First time that's obviously been on a high road. And it's got AI core technology, which is a little different than what it was before. That means at 16, 15, 14, you're all getting pretty much the same ball. So, you saw that first shot hook quite a bit off the gutter, but not crazy. So I'm going to move about 8. Okay. So I say, I'd like to try and do this so you get an idea. I'm here at AMF Louisville like I always am. On lane 15 today. 16 short a few pins. So, off the 610, and it's a little higher than that, so I'll move about 3 off of that. And then we moved in the track, and it seems like there's a touch more hook than there was in the track. So I'm going to throw my 4th shot, and then we'll get going. So, AI core technology, that means the numbers are the same in 15, 16, and 14. So 255, 045. Just maybe another 2 left off that last one. And that looks pretty close. So, we'll X out some scores so we can get a real score. And then we will move on. Just one more. And we'll get going. So, the important things to know. Rex hybrid cover. I've seen that on a couple other balls, including the blackout. 255, so medium high RG, 045, medium diff. I put a very kind of smoothish layout on it. Pins underneath, that's about 4 3/4 for me by, gosh, 1 by 4. So certainly on the smoother end of this, 4 by 1 by 4. And let's get going. I say, for those of you who've thrown high roads in the past, they've been very angular for the most part. The original high road, super continuous, continued for a long time. I'm seeing some of those same things. The one thing that might have surprised me from the very beginning as I've thrown this, it doesn't hook maybe quite as much overall as I thought it might. For those of you who've seen the VBO, the virtual energy blackout, we've seen that ball be super angular. This is more of a medium to medium dry lane ball, in my opinion. And so the balls I'm going to test up against it, I'm going to throw the blackout because that's the Rex Pearl cover. But I'm also going to throw an Exponent and an Exponent Pearl so you get an idea of something with similar core numbers, although the Exponents obviously are lower RG. Yo! But despite the fact that it seems I put a pretty controlled drilling on it, and I did that before I knew what the ball did, because I knew that higher RG and the history of shiny high roads is that they can be very angular down lane, and I wanted something that I could control just a little bit more. But the continuation window does seem to be pretty long. Whoa. Yeah, we beat up the track finally. All right. Now for 3, 6, 10, my normal move is going to be about 3 and 2, so I'll do that on the next shot. Oh boy. That was... All right, what's sliding 23? About 13, we're going to move about 26 to about 15, maybe about 16 now. Yeah, that's a left. Certainly moved into the oil. But one of the things I like about it, I can be in the middle of the dry a little bit. It's not overreacting off of it. Still clean through the front, but it's still got energy down lane too. So even with the smooth drilling, it's not making it lock up and go forward. It's not doing anything crazy like that. Now, if I move a little right here and kind of get a little straighter, that's really smooth. So for those of you that get to game 2, game 3, you don't really want to move left. You want to be able to stand in that dry a little bit more. I think this is going to be your ball. That's an exponent pearl. I'm gonna get right out on top of it a little bit. That was not a very good effort there. Wanted to play straighter, but obviously I wanted to throw a little closer to 5 than 8. So I'll go ahead and do it at the spare too, so you can get an idea. But see, so it sees enough of the friction to get up the hill. It's not going to go super straight, so you want some control, but have some energy still at the head pin, while being able to not have to really open your angles up. I think this is certainly an option. Now we go left and slower, like I often do. And so it's capable of also hooking quite a bit, obviously. A few golfers out there, that's known as 4. And, you know, since we're here, we might as well try and pick this up. Oh, that's dirty. Wow. All right. But now the other balls I have to test up against it. Oh, I'll throw one more. Let's go back to kind of where we were starting and add a little more rotation. It does have some hallmarks, really way more to me like the original High Road, of that really continuation motion, and it seems to have a pretty long window. So if this ends up going a little too straight for you, I wouldn't be afraid to knock a little bit of the cover off of it and see what happens. Now just get back kind of what we were doing originally. Hey, I'm still me. So this is, the fresh. This might not be the one I throw on the fresh yet. Platinum spare ball, platinum forward. It might not be the one I would go to right off the bat, but and as always, if you like any of the jerseys Stu or I wear, including this practice jersey like this, go to coolwick.com, put in BArnzy 10, get 10% off anything there. You can also go to beefandbarnzy.com and you can get any of our merch that you see on that side as well. So, moving left again. It's smooth, but it's smooth and it continues for a long time. That kind of stuff I really like, because that means it's good on some medium conditions with softer speed or higher rev rates. It can also be good when the lanes are dry, higher speeds, people want to control a little bit more. So you not only have a wide window of patterns you can probably use it on, but a wide range of bowlers as well. Again, higher RG, Rex hybrid cover, and so you get an idea what it's like. Let's throw it up against some balls that maybe you know a little bit better. And we'll start with a V-bow. Virtual Energy Blackout. Also a lower pin, slightly weaker. The mass bias is going to be a little further away from the VAL. So it's going to be like a 5 by 3 by 4. And so if I'll stand in the same spot first, you can get a look. What I would expect. Asymmetrical core, lower RG. So you guys, more flare, more diff, plus asymmetry. You add all those things together, it's going to curve more. So overall, I'm probably going to move, well, I'm going to end up moving about 4, I think, maybe 5. And that's about right. So a virtual energy blackout will be above this ball. It's a ball that you like, that's long. You want something now for the medium dry, something that's a little smoother off of that. This is an option. Now the next one I'm going to throw up against it, an Exponent Pearl. It's a taller pin, 5-inch, so 5 by 2 by about 3. And again, I'll stand in about the same spot. Actually, I'm going to move about, I'll stay in the same spot. Whew. 2 things. Longer, quite a bit longer. Now, if I get this ball to the right, and I'm going to do that for you so you can see it, it will also come off of it sharper, so it's more responsive. Responded that time to the oil, so it went longer. If I get it to the right, my history so far is that it will hook more. So I'm going to move 2 left and actually get it to the right. So more responsive. So the high road, going to be more continuous, more predictable, more of a control type ball for you. The Exponent, going to be more sharp, probably on medium to dry lanes. Maybe our sharpest and most angular ball. I think the V-Bow is a little bit more, but it's also got more core, so it's going to blend it more. The biggest difference between the Exponent core and the road core, the RG numbers. This is 248, that's 255. And you can see that made quite a bit of difference in the amount of overall hook. Now obviously the Exponent, which is solid, in some ways probably closer cover-wise. And again, on a house shot, if you keep it in the oil, there's a lot of balls that look pretty similar. You're really talking about how close or how far this ball goes. This ball is quite a bit stronger cover-wise. Same core as the Exponent Pearl, but less responsive, more predictable. It's a BArnzy favorite. We've labeled this kind of an IQ Tour type ball of this generation. Now that one, when I get it right, has a little bit more shape like the high road, but you can see it got a little bit straighter at the end. And that's where the RG numbers of the high road let it continue through a little bit better. So once again, we'll go back and throw, changing out those Vice IT inserts. Easy breezy. Every ball feels the same. Smooth continuation. Love where it finishes behind the head pin. As it goes through the pit, it's basically splitting the 8-9. There's not a lot of deflection. It's rolling smooth through it. It's picked up, but it's not lost energy. It's not getting forward and getting into the flat 10 zone. And if I want to get around a little bit, I get more angle out of it. So that's kind of where I think it's going to be in the medium dry range, maybe a little bit underneath. It's going to be underneath the V-Bow. It's going to be a complementary ball to the Exponent Pearl. This ball comes out in a couple of weeks. Let's see, that makes it mid-April, I believe. And so you can check for that at a pro shop near you. But Rex Hybrid, 255, 045. These are different numbers than we have anywhere else in the line right now. Looks good, reacts good, very predictable motion. If you need something to be more controllable on those dry hooking lanes, I think the road is going to be your answer. Tune into this and more Real Talk reviews on the BArnzy channel. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.